Hey everyone, it's Nikki. Welcome or welcome back. Today I have a special collaboration with my sweet friend Jackie from Crafting and Mimi's World. We are doing some gingerbread DIYs for you today, so let's get started. Everything at Hobby Lobby is 50% off, so I grabbed myself a couple of these trees and this t-shirt material I got on Etsy last year. I forgot what I was going to use it for, but I didn't end up using it. So it's coming to use right now. It was a little bit tricky to figure out sizing with this since t-shirt material is super stretchy. So I just worked with it, stretching and gluing as I went. It took me about 10 minutes to work with, but you could totally use maybe felt or, pick yourself up some different fabric that's kind of soft and maybe fluffy, but I didn't have any on hand, so this is what I used. I could have also painted it, but I feel like I always have my paintbrush out and paint, and sometimes it's just such a nice break to, work with something else. I love to paint and I think I look for reasons to do so, but it also slows me down a little bit waiting for paint to dry. So this was a nice little relief from painting. So I'm trying really hard to make sure I get my seam even, and I'm going to cover it up here in a minute with a little rickrack. You might have caught a quick glimpse of my apron just a second ago. I actually picked that one up because I'm planning to turn it into a gingerbread themed apron. I wear aprons all the time while crafting. I actually got quite a few that I like to switch them out for the seasons. So keep an eye out for that video because I can't wait to show you how it turns out. For the bottom, I'm tucking that fabric right into the little groove where the stand meets the tree, and then adding some hot glue around the edges and then just trimming off the excess. Then I grab this rickrack and I'm going to go right up the seam just to cover that up and make it look nice and tidy. I'm taking that same rickrack, starting at the bottom, working my way up diagonally towards the top. I'm leaving about 2 to 3 inch gap between each row and just adding a small amount of glue as I go. You'll want to be careful not to use too much because it can ooze out and it will be pretty noticeable once it dries. But just tacking it down with just a little bit of glue here and there. I'm sure it would look really cute if you just wrap the rickrack in neat straight rows instead of diagonally, but this is just the look I was going for, and I really like how it turned out. I grabbed this pretty red and white ribbon. I think it's gingham or maybe it's buffalo check. Can somebody tell me what the difference is? Because apparently there's a difference and I'm not sure what it is. But I wrapped it in between the rows of rickrack, working my way from the bottom to the top and then gluing it off. You can find these gumdrops at Hobby Lobby as well, and they're actually ornaments, but the little strings pull right out without any effort. They just pop right out. I'm gluing them directly onto the tree, and I think they're made out of some kind of styrofoam. I actually thought about cutting them in half first, but I'm really glad I didn't. They look so much better the way they are. The little gingerbread men and girls, those are from Hobby Lobby as well. The bows you see are also from Hobby Lobby, but the candy canes and the little peppermints, those I got on Etsy. Wait, no, I got the candy canes on Etsy and I got the peppermints on Amazon. I'm going to go a little fast on this because I'm just decorating my tree and it's a little timely. So I'll let you watch and I'll play a little Christmas music. If you're new here, I just want to say hello and welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here with me today, and I recently reached my goal of 1,000 subscribers, and honestly, I have been over the moon about it. I'm just so grateful for everyone who's been by my side through this journey, and for those who are just joining in, welcome aboard. Your support truly means the world to me. So now it's on to my next goal, another 1,000 subscribers. So I hope that you'll join me. and craft with me along the way. And that is it for this project. I absolutely love how this came out, and I can't wait to hear what you think about this one. All right, on to our second project. I grabbed 2 of Dollar Tree's gingerbread houses, and I removed all the windows, added some Titebond, quick and thick wood glue, and glued them right down together. This way they won't warp on me. I want it to look a little more high end, and then I set it aside overnight to dry, and then I took the faux snow, painted that white, painted all the windows the color Nutmeg by Folgart, and then took the color Ballet Slipper by Waverly, added a little more, a little of that nutmeg color into that, mixed it up real good. Got a little too dark, so I added some more Ballet Slipper to it, and then I added a little bit of salt wash, mixed that up real good, and then painted both sides. Salt wash is one of my favorite texture additives. It's basically a powder that you mix right in with your paint, and I love using it because it adds such a character and depth to a piece. Look at this. It's absolutely beautiful, and it really gives it that authentically aged finish afterwards. And so once that was dry, and it dries real quick with salt wash, I added the faux snow back using some hot glue and added the windows back. I planned on decorating both sides, but right now I just didn't have enough time to do it. So I'm going to let you watch me as I start decorating. The door that you just saw me draw on, that isn't going to look like that in the end result. But I'm just going to take my paint pen here and just make all kinds of little doodles like gingerbread houses have on them, and just make it all cute and girly. And I'm imagining this as a little girl gingerbread house, and it's going to have florals and pretty pinks and just be super adorable. I'm really loving the color with the brown windows and, of course, the white for the little doodles. And I'm going to go in with some snow here in just a few minutes. And this was a lot of fun. I enjoy Dollar Tree projects, but the only thing with their cutouts, they're just so thin and they warp. I often have to paint both sides. But as I said earlier, this is going to be a little more sturdy and something that I can hang up every year. I do have it on an easel right now. I didn't want to add a hanger or anything because I'm still unsure if I'm going to finish the back. But this brown is the color Truffle by Waverly, and I've had it mixed with some salt washer now for several months. I keep it in this jar and it stays real nice. It's almost like a pudding thick mix, but I love salt wash because it does dry so quickly. And then I took my snow tex and my little spatula here and began putting it all over the roof and adding these little gems, or should I say like fake confetti I got on Etsy. I really think Etsy is the best place to find faux sprinkles. There's so many small sellers who make specialty mixes you can't find on Amazon or any other place, and prices are really reasonable too. So if you're planning on making gingerbread projects or fake bakes, definitely check out Etsy first. You see there for a second, I was going to use my snow pen, but it just kept clogging up on me. And I have my snow tex out anyway, so I just use that for my windowsill snow. And then I add more faux sprinkles to that. I just think this is super cute and it's an easy project. I mean, you could do it so much simpler than this. You don't have to do it this way. You could totally just use one house and paint it with regular paint and just make it real easy. But I tend to go a little extra. That's just me. And this little wreath I got at Goodwill. And this is how it came out. I just love how you can see the texture from the salt wash and the paint. It looks like a real cookie. I just think it's adorable. And the little wreath was a nice addition. I'm glad I was finally able to use one of those because I have a bag filled of different colors. But let me know in the comments what you think about this one. All right, on to our third DIY. I took two pieces of felt and I'm just marking where the center is and then making a triangle. I wanted to make two of these, but I didn't have enough felt, so I'm just making the one. But I will make another one later because I just love how this came out. It's super cute and festive. Then I cut it out using my sewing shears to get a nice clean cut. And then I just took my glue gun, random bead of glue all along the sides, leaving the bottom open for now. But I made sure to push the fabric into each other to make sure there was a good bond. And then I took my rickrack and placed it on diagonally, kind of like I did the first one. Left a couple inches in between the rickrack. I added the stuffing, stuck my dowel inside of it, tried to center it the best I could, and added a few clamps along the bottom while I was gluing it to keep it from popping back open on me. I started decorating it with some candy canes, some peppermints, more of those little white pom-poms, and then these little gingerbreads I got from Etsy. This little houses and trees and little gingerbread men, and these red berries. These had a little metal tip on them that I cut off, and I just added a bit of hot glue and pushed the remaining bit of wire right into the felt, and it gave it this cute tuft look. I really like how that came out. And I added another pretty red bow to this one. I added some Tight Bond Quick and Thick to my hole and then set my dowel right down into it. And that is it. And this is how my cute little gingerbread felt tree turned out. I think it's absolutely adorable. And as always, let me know what you think of this one. And here's a quick recap of the other two that I made as well. Don't forget to check out Jackie from Crafting and Mimi's World. She is the Gingy Queen, and I'm so happy that she let me be a part of this fun collaboration. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Until the next one, bye.